Flaxton Hall, once more peaceful in the summer sun. Oliver Motley and Roger Grafton are safely lodged in York Prison and no longer threaten the security of those within. Life returns to its easy way, except perhaps for Benjamin, who now finds himself in a position of added responsibility.
So he is providing his own horse box, and we should expect this gentleman when? Sometime this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, see that everything's ready for them, Benjamin, will you?
I will, my lady. They sent over the tack as they promised. Fancy saddle, great big pair of stirrups, a lot.
Well, you must show it to the boys when it's ready. I'm sure it will interest them.
I will, my lady.
Oh, Benjamin, I would like to thank you. I don't know what we should have done without you after Miles. Oliver, I mean, was arrested. Although I find it very difficult to believe that he had anything to do with that counterfeiting business.
I never did trust him, my lady.
Yes, I know. However, it has meant a lot of extra work for you, and I do appreciate it.
Thank you, my lady.
Look what we found. It's absolutely stunning.
Well, it's jolly dusty, whatever it is. And where did you find it?
It's a tent. In the attic. It's terrific up there, all sorts of things. Come we have it and go camping on the island like explorers.
Just a moment. Yes, you may go camping, but not on the island. I mean, Benjamin doesn't want to spend the day fishing you two out of the lake every 5 minutes.
Somewhere else? I know, down in Long Meadow. And we can take some food from Cook.
I thought you were going riding with your mother today.
Riding? Golly, yes, I'd forgotten.
Well, I'm certainly going. I just thought you two gentlemen would like to accompany me. You don't look too happy at the prospect, William.
Well, it's not that I don't want to go, it's just... He can't ride. All you have to do is sit
Jonathan, I'm sure William is aware that there's a lot more to it than that. We'll try and make some arrangements for you tomorrow, William.
Thank you. If you excuse me, my lady, I'll get these orders down to the village now.
Yes, of course.
Don't suppose either of you lads want to come with me?
Oh, no, thank you. We're going to get our camping gear ready, aren't we, William? Yes.
I'll see you later, then.
Come on, William, pick your end up. Oh, it's a bit dusty.
Can either of you set up a tent?
Yes,
I see.
It's easy. And it wouldn't
I'll
take long.
tell you what we'll do. You may go camping, provided you take care, and provided it is not raining in Long Meadow.
Oh, great!
And provided Benjamin agrees to help you set up the tent.
Oh, right.
Now, off you go, you two, because I still have a lot of work to do.
Come on, we've got to sort some things out. Get some food from Cook. It'd be like riding the right.
Thank you, Mr. Thatcher.
How do you do? How do you do?
Hello, Benjamin, love. I'm glad you popped in.
I've just brought these orders from the hall.
You doing anything on Friday night, Mary?
No, why?
Would you like to come to the picture house in Harrogate?
Oh, yes, lovely. To the Roxy?
No, the Scala.
Oh, but the Temptress is on at the Roxy. Greta Garbo.
Horseman of the Plains on at the Scala. Tom Mix.
Oh. Oh, well.
Well, if you'd rather.
No, love, it's all right.
You sure?
Well, look, give me a ring later and we can decide.
Oh, all right. I'll best get these other orders round.
Righto, love. Oh, Benjamin, you're not going anywhere near Mrs. Tate's, are you?
Well, I could pass her on the way back. Why?
Well, no, it's just that she's promised to lend me her form.
A what?
Her form, you know, those dressmakers' figure things, dummies you fit clothes on when you're making them.
Well, what do you want that for?
Well, what do you think for, silly? To help with the dress I'm making. Anyway, if you could pop in and pick it up for me, I'd be very grateful. It's a bit too much for me to manage.
I'm not going to be seen walking around the streets with one of those things.
Oh, why ever not?
Well, I'd just rather not, that's all.
Well, it's only a tailor's dummy.
Well, that's as may be. I'd just rather not.
Oh. Oh, all right. I just thought you would, that's all. For me, you know.
I feel daft walking around the streets with one of those things. Mrs. Tate, she said.
Oh, Benjamin, love, thank you.
I'll bring it over tonight.
Where can Benjamin be? I don't know, but I wish you'd hurry up. So do I. He should be back by now. Shh! I nearly had something then. You'll never get that old thing to work. Shh! Listen! It's only words, it's not even... Can't make out what's taking Benjamin so long. No. Hello? This chap on the wireless is talking about the new airship. Which airship? The R100. The one they're building at Howden. Oh, let's listen. They're building another one at Cardington, he says. Where's that? Somewhere down south, the R101. Oh. I bet the Yorkshire one's better. Why? Why should it be? Anything made in Yorkshire is bound to be better. Oh, that's what you think. I'd much rather go up in the R101 any time. Fat chance. I bet yours isn't even built by the time ours is. I bet it is. I wouldn't half like to be the pilot in that one day. With you in it, it'd never get off the ground. What do you mean? Never mind. I bet he's gone to see Mary. Never mind about Benjamin. Are you saying I'm fat? He has. I know he has. Well, why should he go running off to see Mary anyway? Well, you know. No, what? Well, they're in love. Well, that's a soppy thing to say for a start. Look, stop calling me names. I'm not fat and I'm not soppy. Aren't you? It's Benjamin! He's back! Come on!
Oh, aye? What are you up to now, then?
Mother says we can camp out all night tonight. If you'll help us set up camp, will you?
Ah, of course.
Oh, thanks, Benjamin. You're a brick. We got some stuff from cook so we can make supper and breakfast. And if you'll tell us how to set up a proper campfire, you can stay and have a meal with us.
Ah, well, I can't do that, see, because I've got to, take something into the village this evening, but I'll help you set it up, of course.
Oh, thanks.
Cheerio, then.
Stay just where you are, or I'll fill you full of lead.
Golly.
Usually we borrow our horses from the police in Harrogate, but this time, unhappily, they were unable to help.
Oh, do sit down.
Oh, how very kind, thank you.
Well, we were very pleased to be able to help out. I must say you look most authentic. Certainly fascinated the children.
Yes, I'm afraid I couldn't resist the temptation. I do hope that they weren't too startled.
Oh, no, not at all. Tell me, Mr.
Gadsby.
What exactly is your job?
Well, my job is to arouse interest in the film which will be showing at the Picture House in Harrogate next week.
Oh.
Publicity.
Oh, I see. You are in no way connected with the film itself.
No, not this particular film, no.
Oh.
No, but I am an actor, Lady Flaxton. Arthur C. Gadsby. Perhaps you have... No, perhaps not. No, I do mainly theatre work, but when I'm resting, I have an arrangement with the Picture House in Harrogate, the Scarlet Picture House, and I help them out about the town in the way of publicity.
Oh, how interesting. Oh, Mr.
I have some
Partridge.
absolutely splendid news about the...
Oh, do let me introduce you. The Reverend Dobson Partridge.
The
Mr.
film star.
How do you do?
Oh, good gracious. Oh, all the boys were outside shouting something about a film star, but I didn't pay too much attention. Oh, but this is indeed an honor, Mr...
Gadsby. Arthur C. Gadsby. Perhaps you have... No, perhaps not.
Oh, but you must forgive me. I go to the picture house so seldom that I'm totally ignorant on the subject. Oh, but this is an honor. A real film star.
Well, to tell you the truth, Vicar, I'm not exactly a film star. More a celebrity of the theatre.
But how fascinating, Mr...
Gadsby.
Yes. Yes, I'm very interested in the theatre. I'm something of an actor myself. In an amateur way, of course.
Yes, of course.
Mr. will be riding about Harrogate this afternoon.
Dressed like that?
Oh, yes. He is advertising a film. He does it all the time.
Between theatrical engagements. Yes, I have impersonated Rudolph Valentino in The Shake. Oh, splendid costume that was.
Oh, I can imagine.
Douglas Fairbanks in The Gaucho. But my most spectacular performance was when I galloped down the high street in a chariot as Raymond Navarro in Ben-Hur.
And now you are a cowboy.
Indeed I am. I am representing a film called The Horseman of the Plains. I am Tom Mix.
Gosh, a real film star.
Oh, there you are, boys. Would you ask Benson to take this gentleman over to the stables? His horse is ready and waiting for him.
We'll take Mr. Mix, won't we, William? Rather.
Oh, how very kind. If you will excuse me, Lady Flaxton.
Yes, of course.
I'm delighted to have met you, Mr. Mix.
Gadsby.
No, Partridge. Dobson Partridge. Goodbye, Mr. Mix.
We've never met a film star before. Wait till everyone finds out you're Tom Mix. I saw one of your films last year. It's tremendous.
Ah, how very exciting.
Do have a glass of sherry, Mr. Partridge.
Oh, thank you, Lady Flaxton. I have some splendid news. We now have, with the proceeds from the garden fete, enough to really make a start.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yes, I've employed a surveyor to look over and value Stilgo Lodge.
Oh, that is good news.
Indeed it is. We'll soon be in a position to employ the services of a solicitor. I was thinking perhaps of your Mr. Peter Weeks.
Well, I shall certainly speak to him. You must be very happy.
Oh, indeed I am. Indeed I am.
And this is Benjamin. He looks after everything.
How do you do? How do you do?
And this is the Flash. Look at that saddle.
That is a genuine Western saddle there.
Is it yours?
Mine? Good heavens, no.
Didn't you bring it from America with you?
I beg your pardon?
From America, when you came over?
No. The cinema hired it from some firm of theatrical suppliers. Look, boys, I fear that you have made an error. I am not the Tom Mix.
You're not?
No.
But we thought...
My name is Gadsby. Arthur C. Gadsby. Perhaps you have... No, perhaps not.
You mean you're not a film star?
No. I am an actor.
A real cowboy?
No, I'm afraid not. It's a fine horse.
Want a bit of handling?
Oh, I managed to stay on, you know.
He's a bit lively. Mind your step.
Well, here goes. Now, what about you boys?
Oh, yes, please.
Come on. Pick up. Excuse me.
You should have seen him. He rode the Flash as though he'd been riding all his life. I bet he could do almost anything.
Well, Mr. Mix certainly seems to have made an impression on us all.
And this wonder man has now gone to Harrogate?
Yes, but he'll be back this afternoon. He promised to show us how to throw a lasso. Oh, he's just as good as a real cowboy.
Yes, I'm sure he is. If you'll excuse me, Lady Flaxton, I really ought to be going.
Yeah, we've got a lot of things to do, too. Did Mother tell you we were camping out tonight?
What, all night?
Yes, all night. Isn't it splendid? We've got a tent and everything.
Oh, that's very splendid.
Come on, Jonathan. And Benjamin's going to help us set up camp.
I see.
But of course we can't go until Mr. Gadsby gets back. We don't want to miss him.
I think William's waiting for you, Jonathan.
Oh, anyway, goodbye, Mr. Partridge.
Goodbye, Jonathan.
Come on, William, we can't stay talking.
Jonathan, before you go anywhere, make sure that you tidy your room.
But, Mother...
And properly.
Yes, Mother. That was your fault.
I think perhaps they're a little
I
excited.
think perhaps they are too. It has been a rather exciting day.
And not only for the boys.
Well, you too. I mean, your news is splendid. Oh, I'm so pleased Mr. Wilkinson can do the survey for you.
I'm told he's a very good man.
Oh, indeed. Well, at last, everything seems to be going well.
Indeed, it seems so. Well, soon we'll have the findings from the legal searches and the surveyor's report, and then we can go ahead with the purchase.
Oh, would you excuse me a moment, Mrs. Broadbent? Oh, Benjamin, love, I'm glad you called in. I was just going to phone you.
I've got that dummy thing. It's up at the hall.
Well, never mind that now. Look, have you seen this in the paper?
Escape from York prison. Oliver Motley and Roger Grafton. Escape from prison.
Give it to me. Now, let me show you. Hey, well, you see, there's nothing to it.
It's jolly good and jolly clever. Where did you learn?
Oh, it's just practice. I find it helps with the little displays I do.
It's me next.
Yeah, what the heck do you think you're playing at?
We found it in there. And Mr. Gadsby's showing us how to throw a lasso.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it was yours.
It isn't yours, is it, Benjamin?
No, of course it's not mine. It belongs to, well, never mind. Just put it back, that's all.
Can we go camping now?
No, I'm sorry, lads, but something's cropped up. Just, put it back where you found it, please.
What's wrong? Is there anything I can do to help?
I saw the police on the way over here, my lady.
But they can't really think that Miles, rather, Oliver Motley and Roger Grafton would come here to Flaxton.
That's what they do think, my lady. They never found those counterfeiting plates, did they? They think they might come back here to collect them.
Well, under the circumstances, those boys had better not go camping tonight.
Burnham, what do come to dancing in? Now, near enough, your leafy screen's laid down.
Ah! Now that is bad luck.
What?
Don't ever quote from that play.
What, Macbeth?
Don't even mention the name.
What, Macbeth?
Please. It's an old theatrical superstition. It brings bad luck to quote from or even mention the name of that play.
You can't believe that.
There are certain things which we mortals cannot understand. But believe this, strange things happen whenever that play is presented.
Like what?
Scenery falling, theatres burning down for no apparent reason, actors ill or hurt. Some have even been killed during rehearsals on stage. Why, I know the ghost of one actor who haunts the theatre to this very day.
Gosh.
You invite disaster whenever you mention that play.
Very disappointed.
My lady?
Well, about not going camping.
Oh, that's just it, my lady. I can't find them.
Well, that's odd. I've just been past their room and they're not in there.
Well, they were out in the stable yard with that Mr. Gadsby fella, but they're nowhere to be seen now.
Well, that is strange. I'm sure Mr. Gadsby would have said that he was leaving.
Well, that tent the lads found's not out in the stable yard where they left it either.
But they knew they were not to go camping until you were ready to help them, Benjamin.
Well, if I know those two lads, they'd have talked that cowboy fella into setting up camp for them.
Oh, dear.
Shall I have a look for him in Long Meadow? I'm going through to the village.
Yes, thank you, Benjamin.
Right, lady. I'm sure they're all right.
Yes, of course, Benjamin.
In Yorkshire, we've got ghosts and devils too.
There, that should be coming along nicely in a moment or two. Last match as well.
They call boggarts. What are boggarts? Evil spirits that roam the fields at night. They swoop down on unwary travellers.
Ah, what nonsense.
1 minute you're walking along, and suddenly, whoosh! The boggart has you in its clammy embrace before you know it.
Oh, dear.
Without a fire, we won't be able to have any supper. And I'm starving.
I'm doing my best. I'm just not very good at this sort of thing.
I thought you were supposed to be a cowboy.
I'm supposed to be, but I'm not really.
No. I think we'd better call the whole thing off.
But I think I ought to go too. Otherwise I won't get back to Harrogate tonight.
It's all been a washout. But it is getting a bit creepy, isn't it? You think it was the boggarts that caused our tent to fall down, Mr. Gadsby?
Stranger things have been known to happen.
Most likely wasn't secure. But what about the fire? It was the boggarts, I tell you. Well, it was creepy. Hey, look!
Where? Where?
Up there, up the lane!
My God, it's a bull! Run!
It can't be. Benjamin said all black cows are bulls, and that's why. It's a boggart!
Oh, here you are.
Oh, it's Benjamin! Benjamin!
You all right?
What are you doing with that?
Well, I'm taking you back to Mary's, but I wanted to find you two first.
Oh, I see. We decided to cancel camping tonight. Things didn't work out very well. Mr. Gadsby's not as good as you.
Gadsby. Where is he, any road?
He thought that was a bull.
Well, let's pick him up. Come on, get him back on a bus to Harrogate.
And so, as the sun sinks slowly behind Flaxton Hall and Arthur Gadsby prepares to ride the bus to Harrogate, we say goodbye to the camp in Long Meadow.
Oh, it's a shame about our camping. Mr. Gadsby was useless. We never did get the tent up properly.
Tomorrow afternoon, I'll come out in the field and set it up for you proper like.
You're a brick, Benjamin. We'll only stay out till supper time, though. Not that we're afraid to stay out all night.
Oh. Right, off we go.
But what of the danger from the two escaped prisoners? Will Oliver Motley and Roger Grafton return to take revenge on the Flaxton boys? We can only wait and see.